the money lessons that we've learned from our travels. I wanted to first ask you, what money lessons have you learned from Germany?
What do the people have in the castle?
Gold.
The princess, protective, worthy, right? You're my princess. When they see an army coming in, what they do is everyone, even the village, goes into the castle. So the moat is the protection.
The first protection.
Should you run your business without having an LLC?
No.
LLC is the first level of
Okay.
protection, because what does LLC mean? Limited liability company.
Have you seen the street cafe life?
Yes.
They take 4-hour lunches.
What's the financial concept really behind the 4-hour lunches?
Networking.
Get ready for the next iteration of you on your path to becoming wealthy. On this show, you'll get the insider's view on wealth creation, the class none of us got taught in school, with my co-host, daughter, and beginning investor, Sophia Bosch. And now, let's get started.
Welcome to the Becoming Wealthy podcast. I'm your host, Sophia Bosch, and I'm here with my lovely Dan.
Woohoo! Yes, I'm back to the podcast for another shot at it. I had a lot of fun last time.
Yes, and so today we're gonna unpack a little bit the money lessons that we've learned from our travels. So specifically, I want to go into Germany, France, or specifically Paris, and Mexico City.
Ooh, okay, good. Let's talk about it. So, what money lessons did you learn?
Okay, so I wanted to first ask you, what money lessons have you learned from Germany since you're from
No,
Germany?
you go first. No, I go first. Let's.
No, you go first. please.
Okay, so good point of putting me on the spot here. So, money lessons from Germany. Well, one thing we always talk about when we go into Germany, we look at these castles and they always have moats around them. You remember that?
Yeah.
From very little on, I talked to you about the moats.
Mm-hmm.
What does a moat mean?
A moat is basically typically a castle or a fortress or of some sort, and then there's there's a water ring kind of.
Yeah, water tank. Yeah. Sometimes it's also it's not filled with water. Sometimes it's just
Like a ditch, basically.
big ditch.
A big ditch, sometimes filled with water, like you hear in like fairy tales or whatever.
Well said.
Oh, okay.
Not really. I think.
Yeah.
I don't think they brought crocodiles to Germany. They would freeze in winter. But
Yeah.
Uh,
So it's like the border. It's almost
you have the
yeah.
crocodiles.
It's a border around
Like
the castle.
Exactly. So, right. So, what does that represent? What is that for?
Protection
Protection. To from what? From whom?
from the enemy that's trying to get into the castle.
Okay. So, and how can that be a financial concept?
You need to protect your whatever is valuable to you in the
Exactly.
castle.
What do have people in the what do the people have in the castle?
Oh, like all their gold and all their
The princess.
the princess,
It's
right?
protective worthy, right? You're my princess.
Yes.
So the princess needs to be protected. The gold, there's horses, the thing. And when they see an army coming in, what they do is everyone in the village goes into the castle. Everyone they barricade themselves up and they protect against the castle.
Mm.
So the moat is the
It's
protection
the first protection.
protect what's valuable from the outside world. What else do they do to protect themselves?
They have soldiers.
Soldiers, right? And what do you remember those walls around the fortresses?
Oh yeah,
They have big windows or they have their small openings?
itty bitty.
Itty bitty. Why is that?
So people don't see their business. I don't know.
People see
So-
business, but
So when they attack, they can't go through the window. They have to go up.
even look at it from
or
the outside.
something.
How are those little windows shaped? Are they like shaped square or they're shaped from the outside like this?
I don't know.
Pay attention to
I
it.
don't know.
Like, okay, I can tell you. That's fine. That's
Some of them
they're-
are square.
they're actually shaped such that outwards facing they go out like a outward funnel,
Oh.
but the window is only like half a foot wide. And what that does is when they go with their bow and arrow or with their thing, they can actually go. They can actually go and point in almost any direction from the inside out, but from the outside in, the only window they can hit is that tiny little window.
Mm.
So they're able to shoot anyone, but almost nobody can shoot them.
Okay, so extra protection.
Extra protection, exactly. So now again, how does it turn into a financial concept then?
It's another layer
of
of
protection.
protecting your
Exactly. So that now,
sense.
like in those days, there was no crypto, there was no cold storage, there was no bank accounts with logons and passwords and fingerprint thing. It was basically you had money, I was the robber, I would kill you and take your money, right?
Yeah.
And so people needed to have physical protections. You couldn't just send it to the bank. The banking system didn't really exist yet,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which is another lesson learned. Italy, right?
Yeah.
Well, it we where who what
Medici,
the Medici? Where are they?
Italy.
What did they create?
They created the first like statement banking system. They would loan out
Yeah, they
funds.
created I think what's called the double ledger or something accounting system. That's like you book it twice as well, whatever it's called in accounting. I still know those terms in German. But anyway, doppelte Buchhaltung. It's in German. There we go.
Okay.
I know it in German. Anyway, so but yeah, so all these things are like it's actually interesting to be traveling to Europe and see like where some of these stuff invented and how they did it.
Plus, there's the final level. If you get past the two, there's the actual thickness of the wall. I know they're fat. They're
What?
big, thick stones. I'm not sure how they got like.
Yeah, I think you went once to that castle that I went to summer camp always.
Oh yeah.
There's one of the walls is like 6 feet wide, 6 feet thick. It takes a while.
Yeah.
So you could have those things that shoot the big cannon. You have cannonballs. You can have in later days or
Oh, catapult.
those catapult things, and it protects against all of that. And now today, let's imagine you have a company.
Okay.
That company be protected?
Yes.
What would be some ways to protect it?
Good question. I mean, not
First of all, should you run your business without having an LLC?
no.
Uh,
You need a
LLC is the first level of
okay
protection because what does LLC mean? Limited
liability
company.
company.
So just by the fact that you have it in an LLC means that you're protected from
Oh,
liability,
okay.
right?
And then from there, wouldn't you
It-
put it into different, like for money wise? Don't you not want to have it also all in one account?
Right. You want to have your money. If you have a lot of money, you want to have it spread different accounts because if one bank goes down, then there's a certain FDIC insured, Federal Deposit Insurance, whatever it's called. I don't know what the C stands for, but FDIC, and up to $250,000, I think, is protected. So if you have $1 million in the bank, yeah, you might want to move it to 4
Yeah.
different banks at $250,000 each. That would be a protection. That's right. Also, if somebody can break into the bank and or break into your account and steal the money or so, your exposure is limited. That's right. Insurance, would that be a moat?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Insurance, right? If something happens, you're protected. Did insurance exist back in those days?
Not
Not
really.
really, right? So they had to do other things. They had to do extra moats and extra things and extra big walls and so on to protect themselves properly and put their castles against like in on
On
mountains
top of a mountain,
or
yeah.
in corners somewhere where you couldn't access them from multiple ways. This is all old time thinking of how to protect my assets. And today we do that with documents, we do that with insurance,
Right.
we do this with things. Also, you do that by hiding your assets, like putting it in a trust that perhaps it's
I was
not
about
your
to
own
say
name.
trust.
Right? There's all these different things.
Yeah.
Now let's move. Where's the other city that you said we should go to?
Okay, so Germany, we said with the moats and the different old timey. Also, I feel like I want to add in Germans seem to be very disciplined.
Okay.
So I feel like that's another, or very either punctual or like those little stereotypes or little things can also add into this. I feel like
Which way?
in the way that with a company, in order to succeed, you can't just give up. You have to like keep working at it, discipline,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that goes into what we
and
talked
working
the other
hard to
podcast
be,
today
yeah,
about the reasons why people fail is that they're giving up too early.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
and
definitely
working
German.
hard for like in order to be some of the best in the world or like successful in
I
whatever.
think that goes into our concept of motivation versus discipline.
Yeah.
So motivation is like deodorant. You need it every day.
Yeah.
Discipline is something that you just do something no matter how you feel. And yes, the most successful people are more disciplined.
Discipline. Yeah.
It takes sometimes way longer than you think to succeed in something.
Yep. Okay. So that's Germany.
Okay,
The
that's
next
the
one,
concepts. You which is the other city or country?
France.
France, Paris.
Specifically Paris, because it's one of the luxury and like designer capitals, like fashion capitals of the world.
So what did you notice in Paris about that could be a financial concept?
I noticed specifically that there is, yes, of course there's real estate with like the apartments, like you own one, you can rent it out in Paris, like that is, it would be very nice to have one, you know. But also a lot of people value fashion, how they feel, so whether that's perfumes, luxury bags, luxury clothing, they spend their money more on emotional things, like, or how to make themselves feel the best. So for example, like Hermes, someone might buy a Birkin, and that
Get
sometimes
one.
if they can get one,
If they-
get their
Get
hands
one.
invited,
Yes.
if they can get their hands on one, that actually goes up in value. So that is a way of business in a sense.
Okay. So the financial concept that I hear you say is what? That people that the
That is,
brands are more valued,
yeah,
that in
I
Paris
think
it'd
so.
be worth having like striving to be a really big brand, or
Plus, I feel like what I'm trying to get at is to once you have a lot of money, or you have money to work with, it's very important also to enjoy that money, to spend it on something that you feel good in, like clothing or a new pair of shoes, something like that.
so the financial concept here is that don't just work, 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 but also live a little.
Yes.
Okay.
Plus, have you seen the street cafe life?
Yes. Now,
They take 4-hour lunches and
yes, that's definitely a thing. Now, what's the financial concept really behind the 4-hour lunches?
networking.
I would think so, yeah. I think so, that they rarely sit there alone for 4 hours.
No.
They're sitting with 6 people for lunch, and they're
And they
building
keep
relationships,
inviting people.
and they're talking about stuff, and during those lunches and those personal relationships, business gets done,
Mhm.
right? That's a very much a Latin concept. Like, it's like the Germans walk in, they say, "Hallo, guten Tag," and down to business, right? The Latins go, "Hey, how are you? Let's go have a coffee. Let's talk. Let's sing. How's your brother? How's your sister? How's your dogs? How's your something? How's your grandparents? And your great grandparents? Everyone through the entire family 15 times.
Family tree,
Back and
yeah.
forth and through the entire family tree. And you talked about all kinds of gossips. Then, okay, I like this person. Let's go do business together."
Yeah.
Slightly exaggerated.
Not fully.
Not a whole lot, sir. Okay, so Paris,
Do you
they
agree with?
combine it's an art, really. That's what I
Yeah.
think love about Paris. It's an art of combining enjoying life at the same time with with doing business, because it's a first world country. There's
Yeah.
producing beautiful cars, beautiful fashion, beautiful, and at the same time they don't work their butts off. I mean, they work their
They
butts off,
work.
but they don't work until midnight.
Yeah, they have I was learning the other day that they have the 8-8-8 rule. So 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of work, 8 hours dedicated to something that you love.
Okay.
Or like
Yeah.
or eating. Well, sleep includes eating and stuff. And then like
8 hours that you love. Yeah, that's great. So again,
8 hours
it's
of
that
free time,
balance. It's a
basically.
financial concept that being successful doesn't mean need to burn yourself out.
Yeah.
Perhaps that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
Mexico.
Mexico City.
Talk about Mexico.
I loved Mexico City personally because it felt like it's a world-class city. It's a huge city, but it also felt very grounded, very community oriented, very familial, like family. Um, and I think that's also very important to keep your values like true to yourself.
Absolutely. And what captured you in terms of from a business? Now, we didn't go visit businesses there. We were only there for a few days. We ate well, very well.
Very
And we looked at Frida Kahlo Museum, right? And went to another museum, and to the history museum or so. But what struck you from a business point of view there?
a business point of view. Well, yes, there were a lot of like big chain stores, certain like down that route. There was a big emphasis on like family run and like keep it in the family, like
So family business.
Yeah.
An actual concept of starting perhaps
and
a
like
little bit of the hustle.
yeah.
Like they're hardworking. They're like
Very much.
running around like crazy, and then street vendors.
And will do anything for their family, for their community.
Okay. And what do you find interesting about that?
I feel like it's well, yes, the US has that family like will do anything for them to a certain extent. I feel like something in Latin America that you don't get is that like big family, like you,
So you mean the restaurant where the
inclusivity.
grandma sits up front, and when somebody comes in, or the grandpa yells at you, "Come on, go sit over there," and then yells in, "There's guests." And then
Yeah.
the son comes out, and thing the
There's more
daughter is
emphasis-
cooking.
yeah.
The grandchild is cleaning
It's a
the table,
family
and
effort.
and everyone is together yelling at each other, but being happy to
Yeah, happy together.
right.
I feel like you don't see that often in the US. And sure, it could pose some problems, but it could also bring a family together. And for us being very family oriented, I like seeing that.
Now let's talk financials.
Oh,
Do you think it's more expensive to run a business with your family members, or less expensive?
I mean,
Restaurant.
I'd assume less expensive
You
because
don't have to pay them.
exactly.
Exactly right. So like, no, that's actually it. Actually bringing it back to Germany. In Germany, the main reasons why a lot of German businesses are going out of business, German restaurants go out of business, is because the kids don't want to be involved necessarily. It's the chef, the older man or woman, and the husband and wife, and then they have employees. But what Germany is flooded by is Italian restaurants, more and more Thai restaurants, and what you have there is grandpa, parents, kids, everyone working in the same family. Everyone were living together, saving on employees, saving on things, and they're making that property, they're making that business.
They're
run.
making
They're making it run because they're saving, they're all pulling everything together. So the concept of pulling together as a family, to pool the money together, to pool the resources together, to save on expenses, is a great financial concept.
That's what I truly admired about Mexico City.
Wonderful. Great.
Yep. And so we went through Germany, France, and Mexico City. Just random question. Which one did you like the best?
Well,
Well, without bias. Let's try.
How can a German not be biased if you bring Germany in there? But
Sorry.
no.
Between Paris and Mexico City.
No, I'm gonna add Germany to it. I love Germany to visit, but I don't think I would want to live there anymore. Just simply for the reason that they're a little bit too stuck up, a little bit too rule oriented. And you know me, I'm a little bit of the rule breaker. So and the weather sucks. So no, just simple for that reason. No.
Yeah, that's why we live in there.
My favorite city, one of my favorite cities in the world, is Paris. So I could see us hopefully once you're off to college, perhaps
Yeah.
and I will spend some more time in the year in Paris, and you come visit us.
I come visit. Thank you. Anyways, okay. Thank you so much for watching this episode. If you enjoyed it, please leave a 5-star review. Thank you so much, Papa, for coming onto the show again. And on to the next episode.